The streets of Washington, D.C. shimmered under the soft glow of the evening lights. Inside one of the city's most prestigious restaurants, the Capitol dining room, guests enjoyed their meals in an air of luxury. Retired Army veteran Marcus Williams, a black man in his early 50s, walked into the establishment with three of his closest friends, John, Ethan, and Sam, who had all served alongside him during his military career. Marcus wore a tailored suit, but his prosthetic leg was a subtle yet powerful reminder of the sacrifices he'd made for his country. The group was seated at a table near the large windows, offering a beautiful view of the Capitol building. They laughed and reminisced, their bond forged in the fires of service. Marcus, the quiet but deeply respected leader of the group, smiled as he listened to his friends' stories. A waiter approached the table. He was a middle-aged white man with sharp features and a condescending air. "Good evening, gentlemen," the waiter said, his tone professional but cold. He glanced at Marcus briefly before focusing on the others. "What can I get you all tonight?" John gestured to Marcus. "Start with him, please." The waiter's gaze lingered on Marcus, and his demeanor shifted. "Are you sure this is the right place for you?" he asked, his voice low but unmistakably laced with disdain. The table fell silent. Marcus raised an eyebrow, his calm demeanor unshaken. "Excuse me," he said, his voice steady. The waiter gave a dismissive shrug. "We have a dress code here, and I'm not sure you meet the standards," he said, his eyes flicking to Marcus's prosthetic leg as if it were an offense. Ethan, visibly angry, leaned forward. "You don't know who you're talking to. This man is a hero, a retired soldier who gave everything for this country." The waiter scoffed. "I don't care who he is. Rules are rules." Marcus's friends erupted in protest, their voices drawing the attention of nearby diners. The tension in the room grew thick as whispers spread. A woman at a nearby table pulled out her phone, discreetly recording the exchange. Marcus raised his hand to calm his friends. "It's fine," he said, his tone composed but firm. "I've dealt with worse." But John wouldn't let it go. "No, Marcus, it's not fine. You served this country. You deserve respect, not this." The argument escalated as more diners began to chime in, some supporting Marcus and others awkwardly avoiding eye contact. The waiter, now flustered, tried to regain control. "If you don't like it, you can leave," he snapped. At that moment, the grand doors of the restaurant opened. President Donald Trump entered with his wife, Melania, and their son, Barron. The room went silent as all eyes turned to them. Trump, immediately sensing the tension, glanced at his Secret Service agents, who quickly briefed him on the situation. 4:15, Trump strode toward Marcus's table, his expression serious. Melania and Barron followed, their curiosity piqued. The waiter froze, realizing the gravity of the situation. "Good evening, gentlemen," Trump said, his voice commanding yet calm. He looked at Marcus. "I hear there's a problem here." John stood up, his anger barely contained. "This man," he pointed at the waiter, "insulted Marcus here, an Army veteran, because of his skin color and his prosthetic leg. He didn't even bother to ask who Marcus is or what he's done for this country." Trump's eyes narrowed as he turned to the waiter. "Is this true?" he asked, his tone sharp. The waiter stammered, I didn't mean any harm, Mr. President. I was just—" Trump cut him off. "You were just disrespecting a man who put his life on the line for this nation. A man who sacrificed for the freedoms you take for granted. That's unacceptable." Barron, standing beside his father, looked up at Marcus. "Thank you for your service, sir," he said, his voice earnest and clear. Melania stepped forward, her gaze sympathetic. "We are deeply sorry for what you've experienced tonight," she said. The president turned back to the waiter. "You're fired. Right now. Leave this restaurant." The waiter's face turned pale. "Mr. President, please, Trump raised a hand, silencing him. "I don't tolerate this kind of behavior, not in my presence and not in my country. Get out." As the waiter hurriedly left the room, Trump addressed the restaurant manager, who had been standing nearby, looking mortified. "You owe this man and his friends a formal apology," Trump said. The manager nodded quickly, stepping forward. "Mr. Williams, on behalf of our establishment, we deeply apologize for this incident. Your meal tonight is on us, and we'd like to invite you and your family to dine with us any time as our honored guests." Trump placed a hand on Marcus's shoulder. "And as for you, Marcus, I'd like to personally invite you and your family to the White House this weekend for dinner. It's the least we can do to thank you for your service." Marcus, moved by the gesture, nodded. "Thank you, Mr. President," he said, his voice steady but filled with emotion. Melania smiled warmly. "You are a hero, and we must treat you as such." She turned to the rest of the diners. "Let tonight be a reminder to always respect and honor those who serve." The diners erupted into applause, some standing to shake Marcus's hand or pat him on the back. Marcus's friends beamed with pride as he sat there, his humility shining through despite the overwhelming attention. Later that evening, as Marcus and his friends left the restaurant, he turned to them and said, "I didn't fight for recognition or rewards. I fought because it was the right thing to do. But tonight reminded me that sometimes standing tall isn't just about wearing the uniform. It's about how you carry yourself, even when others try to bring you down." The video of the incident, captured by several diners, went viral overnight. Social media was flooded with praise for Marcus and the president's actions. Hashtags like "Respect Our Veterans" and "Stand Against Racism" trended globally. The weekend dinner at the White House was a heartwarming affair. Marcus and his family were treated like royalty, and Trump personally gave a toast in his honor. "To Marcus Williams," he said, raising his glass, "a hero, a gentleman, and a reminder of what makes this nation great." The story ended with a powerful image. Marcus and his family standing on the steps of the White House, the American flag waving behind them. The message was clear: respect, unity, and dignity could triumph over prejudice. The video fades to black with the words, "For more inspiring stories, don't forget to subscribe to our channel."